Okay guys, so we're back and today marks the start of Season 2 of our manager's journey. Still here with Warsaw. What I'm just going to show you now is we've accepted the pre-season tournament and this season will be in France. This is our group and Group B looks like this. And that's all the teams that are in this year's tournament, so hopefully we can go deep if not all the way in that. I'm hoping we can go all the way because we won it last year, so it'd be nice to do it again. Last year I did it with pretty much the default team, and this year it's the team that I started to build last year, so I'd like to think we're better now, and hopefully we can prove that by going ahead and winning the tournament. So we've got some notifications to take care of first. The club was happy with us at the end of last season, which is good. I was happy with last season myself. Transfer market's about to come open, and that's just confirmation that we've gone to France for our pre-season tournament. So pretty much the plans for this video is all of the games are going to be highlights. As we go into training here, we're going to train up our keeper like we was last season, and we're going to give drills to Jackson again and Morgan again, I believe that I went for, but we'll find that out in a second. Yeah, so we're going to blast through all the games. All of the games are going to be highlights. The things that I've done off camera that I've had time to reflect on and look at are we definitely need to add numbers to the squad this year, be that through the academy, the transfer window, the January window, whatever it might be. We've definitely got to add numbers because all of the loan players have gone back off loan, and as well as that we sold Clark and we had a couple of players that I just let their contracts run down. So we do need to add numbers, but not just add numbers for the sake of adding numbers. I want them in the right position, obviously, and the right quality as well. One thing that I did notice during this tournament is now we've swapped to the 3 in midfield. That's the area that we really liked. Obviously we lost Guthrie, we lost Sinclair. So yeah, we need to bolster the midfield a little bit, which was one of the club's objectives last season, but it's one of mine this season. One of the players that I want to train up definitely is Morgan, because I want him to be, as much as he possibly can be, a starter. Kinsella I'm quite happy with. Ward I'll have a closer look at this season. But that's pretty much all of the options that we have. There's Harrison as well, who did actually have a good pre-season. But yeah, I need numbers in the middle for definite. But it's going to be awkward because I want to keep Morgan, like I said, and Morgan's really young. So we need to sign someone who's going to be happy just to sit on the bench. And the other ones, Kinsella, Harrison, and Ward, I'm happy to rotate them with whoever comes in. But Morgan, I just have this feeling that he's going to be really special as time goes on. So yeah, midfield, that needs bolstering. One of the things that I learned as we went through the tournament was we need a more athletic right back. I do like McKeith, but I think he would actually be better as a centre back. He's got the height and the build, and his speed's okay at centre. But with us playing the system that we're playing and having the wingers overlap and such things like that, when we turn the ball over, he's exposed pretty much every single time. Which means Roberts or whoever's playing there has to come out to cover him, which leaves us light in the centre. And that's how we've actually been conceding a lot of the goals that we've been conceding. So that's one of the plans, is to move McKeith into centre back, which means really we have no room for Scar in the team. He would drop off the bench into the reserves and then come really unhappy quickly because of the squad role that he has. He's got an important squad role, so he's probably going to have to be moved on as time goes on. For the right back position, I would like to go out straight away and get someone who can go straight into the team, because I weren't too happy with Norman either last season, but for the numbers we've got now, obviously he's going to have to do for now. I've even been playing McKeith over him, which the fact that I've just said we need to move McKeith central shows that we are weak at right back. We definitely need to look at sorting that out. Talking about bringing players in and money, as you can see now, we've got about 3 million, nearly 4 million to spend, and this tournament is, if we go all the way, worth 1.8 million. So we've got a bit more money than I thought we would have to play with. One thing that I noticed here is I was looking at Owen Lee, but looking at it again, the tournament's worth 1.8 million. If we won that, I'd be more than happy with the Finnish scout at the top. If he's still there, if that's the way we decide to go. I've really not decided on that yet. As you can see with how long we're on the screen, I'll give it some thought and decided don't do anything just yet. But yeah, back to the team. The right back position is of like high importance again. I would say probably even more so than the midfield. Other things that we learnt during this pre-season were, one thing definitely was the keeper, our young keeper that I bought up at the very end of last season. He's actually really good. He had an absolutely blinding pre-season, so I'm not looking to spend any money on a goalkeeper. Probably not ever, actually, because if I put the time into Nicholson, he can become our number one organically. He'll be better than Roberts by the end of the season, I would imagine. And then all we've got to do is get another youth goalkeeper to become number 2 to Nicholson. So that's definitely a positive. We don't need to spend a single penny, I don't believe, on goalkeepers. And speaking of new players, the two that we bought in, Cam Sorba and Lorenzi, are both big positives. More so Lorenzi. He had a really good, as you'll see shortly, pre-season as well. Cam Sorba did okay, but he's going to need more time, I think, and it's going to be harder for him to get in because Jackson felt like really good in pre-season. He's not gone up obviously in any overall more than he was at the end of last season, except for what he's boosted in training. But he feels so much better to use. He's so much more agile. He's quicker, sharper. He's got a goal, I think, in this tournament, and definitely an assist or two. But yeah, he's Lorenzi now. I think this was his first goal on his debut. Yeah, it was. So yeah, the two players are good. Lorenzi's better than Cam Sorba, and Cam Sorba is going to struggle to get in above Jackson just at the moment. What we'll probably see is them two rotating and swapping places quite a lot during the season. The team as a whole, through the pre-season, it felt a lot freer. We've got a lot more attacking sense players now in the team. Maybe just a little bit, it's probably swung a little bit too much the other way. I'd probably like to bring in one more defensive minded midfielder just to balance it out a little bit more. Other than that, talking of midfielders, one real big headache that we had during this season was finding a place for Hardy, who I believe was our player of the season last season. And as a result of that, he's been given captaincy of the club this season, but I can't find anywhere to put him. He didn't really do very well out on the right. I tried him in centre midfield, like I tried a couple of times last season. Still didn't really work. But I did put him up front, and he got a goal, or maybe a couple of goals and a couple of assists in the tournament. But the problem being, if he plays there, then I have to leave out Lavery, and Lavery was our top scorer and top assister last season. I'm going to have to keep experimenting with things and trying to find a way to get them to back in the team together. They contributed so much last season. They had a really good partnership. We can't just drop either one of them out of the team now. What we might find is another Cam Solber and Jackson position where we're rotating between Hardy and Lavery, but then that leaves the two players, Gordon and Adebayo, struggling again to get in the team. Gordon found a good place last season as a number 10, but we're not really using a number 10 anymore. And if Lavery's not in the team, then Hardy's gonna be, and vice versa. So Gordon may have to go. Adebayo probably definitely gonna go. And speaking of players out, the two priority players to get out this season, because they contributed pretty much nothing last season, and they're gonna find it even harder to get in the team this season, is Bates and Kearsley. There's a wealth of midfielders ahead of them in terms of quality, and we're looking to add more better quality numbers into the middle as well. So they're just not gonna get in, but they're still collecting a wage. So when players start coming in, then we're gonna be the two that are priority to get back out. That's even above Gordon and Adebayo, who in certain cup competitions might just get a rotation game. So yeah, them two definitely need to go. The pre-season as a whole, it felt a lot easier, quicker this time, less stressful. Probably because we know the players a lot more now that we've got. We already knew what system we was going to be looking at this season. Whether it was the quality of the opponent and that played a part in all of that as well, time will tell on that one. But it feels like there's less work to do, there's less things to figure out this season, so it might be that little bit more enjoyable. I think we've covered everything where the team and the tournament is concerned, where pre-season's concerned as well. As usual, after this episode, when we start the season proper, we'll go and look at players. We'll get some on the scouts list ready for the next episode. We'll look at the club's objectives and decide where we think we should be and what we should be looking to win, where we should be finishing, and all of these kind of things will be topics for the next episode. Back to the team though, I think that, like I said, there's less work to be done. I think in another transfer window or two, we might be just about there. That's for this division anyway. All of our team now, pretty much all of it, is mid 65 to early 70s, which is more than good enough, I think, for League 2. Whether it's good enough for the Championship or not, I'm not too sure about that one, but I don't think we need to bother worrying about the Championship just yet. Unless we have another season of massive overachievement, we may not even make it this season. But this, like I've said before, it's not a road to glory or anything like that. There's no real aim for this series really. Even if we do take another job, I think I've mentioned this before, it'll be within the same save. And I'm not looking to just go and win a league or a cup or two and then move on and move on and move on. I would like it to be a bit more realistic than that. But you guys are gonna guide where this series actually goes. So for those of you paying attention and keeping score, we've gone through the group. We got a draw in our first game and won the rest. We've just won the semi-final, so what we're doing now, and as you can see, Hardy's up front. We're putting the team together now for the final. So we've gone over what we've learned from the actual tournament. The things that we need to look at, we need to do, where we need to strengthen, the players that need to go, all of that, where the series is going. It's just been a little bit of a chat really. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just leave it here for myself, and I'm going to let the highlights of the final run so you can see how we got on. And other than that, yeah, that's it for me, guys. So I'm gonna say bye for this episode, and I'll see you in the next probably tomorrow, to be honest, for the next episode. So yeah, enjoy the rest of the night, guys. I'll leave you with these highlights, and I will see you in the next one.